Our beliefs are the lenses through which we view the world, and they influence choices that we make in almost every part of our lives. We make choices based on our beliefs, and those choices impact our careers, our relationship, our happiness, and ultimately, our destiny. However, sometimes the beliefs we have about ourselves hold us back from experiencing our best life. With the help of this candy and a few new friends of mine, I want to take you on a journey of discovery into how I let go of imposter syndrome and limiting beliefs that held me back for over 20 years. I had a very successful career in NASCAR, building and coaching high-performance pit crews for drivers Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, and others. I was part of many race wins and multiple championships. My pit crews won multiple awards. I even did live TV on Fox Sports covering NASCAR for years. I was living the NASCAR dream. I was a NASCAR champion. But I didn't feel like one. I felt like an imposter that didn't belong. And here's why. I struggled in high school as a baseball player with my hitting. And those struggles on the baseball field had more of an impact on my confidence than I ever imagined. Couple that with the fact that I only played community college baseball after college. Graduating from college, I took a job at a small Division III school as a coach and athletic administrator. Eventually, life took me from Connecticut to North Carolina, the NASCAR capital of the world. And with a little hustle, hard work, and a few community college courses in motorsports, I landed a job at one of the most successful NASCAR race teams in history, where wins and championships were expected. Wins and losses, success and failure was literally measured in tenths of a second, the snap of a finger. You see, my environment had changed. I went from small-time college athletics to the pro game of NASCAR, coaching pit crews where everything mattered. My environment had changed exponentially, but I was still that struggling high school baseball player from small-time experience in my mind. I was stuck in neutral, and I needed to figure out what was happening. So, it was life in the fast lane. One year, we won the Daytona 500. And after the race, our team owner invited us back to spend the night on the yacht. Some folks had to go home after this epic win, but I chose to go home. And I rationalized all the reasons why. But deep down, it was because I didn't feel like I belonged. Now, I know what you're saying. Poor Matt. Didn't get to spend the night on a yacht. And I agree, there are far worse things than spending a night on the yacht. But this is one example of where my limiting beliefs held me back from experiencing life full throttle. Maybe you can relate. Sticky note affirmations, 3x5 cards with inspirational quotes just didn't do it for me. I needed to dive deeper into the science to figure out what was happening with my belief system. And this is where I met my good friends, my belief system pit crew, Brainy and Champ. Brainy, he likes patterns and familiar events. Champ, he loves and does flavors and what he likes to pay attention to. He is one of 50 trillion cells in my body that performs vital functions. But one function really caught my attention. And according to Dr. Steve Cole, UCLA School of Medicine, a cell is a machine for turning experience into biology. Let that sink in for a moment. A cell for turning experience into biology. I finally had realized that my belief system was part of a complex biological process and helped me understand why I couldn't let go of my limiting beliefs. So let's make a pit stop at this bowl of candy with Brainy and Champ. Each one of these pieces of candy represents an event that you might experience during the day. You get a C on your exam. You didn't close the deal. Someone didn't like your social media post. Then there's an interpretation of the event. Brainy says, what's the meaning of this event? And then based on that interpretation, there's a physiological response or a flood of neurochemicals or flavors that are released that impact Brainy and Champ. And they begin to pay attention. I realized that my conscious and subconscious candy choices were impacting my biology because of my beliefs. So how do Brainy and Champ choose? Not every event has significance or flavor. Does anyone remember what they had for breakfast last Tuesday morning? Probably not. But that C on your exam, the deal you didn't close, that social media snub, all produce a flavor that Brainy and Champ begin to pay attention to. They focus on this flavor. It becomes their favorite flavor. They crave it over and over again, and it becomes part of my belief system diet. Have you ever found yourself with a pile of candy wrappers on the island? And you say to yourself, I don't remember where all these candy wrappers came from. We do the same thing with our limiting beliefs. We reach for the events, for the flavors over and over again, craving them subconsciously. And we realize we are fueling our limiting beliefs with these events. According to Dr. Candace Pert, she describes it this way. We've become hooked on recreating, reliving, reviewing these events over and over again in our mind, and we keep coming back to them to confirm the limiting belief. That C on your exam, I'm not smart enough. The deal you didn't close, I'm not good at sales. That social media snub, no one likes me. I finally began to understand that I was reaching for the events, for the flavors that kept fueling my limiting beliefs and doing it subconsciously over and over again. Maybe you're struggling with limiting beliefs. I want you to ask yourself these questions. Where did this limiting thought or belief come from? How does it make me feel? What are my emotions about this event? Was my interpretation of the event even true? Because not all interpretations of events are true. And have I been eating, reaching, craving the flavors over and over again subconsciously that keep holding me back? By understanding the science of what was happening with my belief system, I learned to let go of my limiting beliefs and imposter syndrome that held me back for over 20 years. My old beliefs were, I'm not enough, I'm an imposter, I don't belong. My new beliefs are, I worked hard for my success. I'm enough, I deserve the success. And after all these years, I can finally say with confidence that I am a champion. And if I ever have the opportunity to spend the night on a yacht, you can bet I'm going to be there. Remember, your beliefs impact your biology, and your choices drive your destiny. Thank you.